In this video, we will be taking a look at a new feature introduced in Java 16, records, its use, syntax, creating objects, in detail, with example programs and explanation. To understand records, first look at a simple Java class or POJO, which contains some fields, let's say, name and ID. Generate a constructor, getter and setter methods, hash code and equals method, and toString method. Let's create an object of this class. Assign values to its fields. Access these fields using their getter methods. And print it as a string with toString method. Run this. It works. Nothing fancy till this point, right? We all have been doing this. Now, back to our POJO class. If we closely look at this class, it has a lot of code that is repetitive and boilerplate. Java 16 records aim to avoid this boilerplate code. You can define a one-liner record in place of a lengthy class, having fields and the boilerplate code written around them. A record is defined with record keyword, followed by the name of the record, and the fields which you want in the record. That's it. Now, we can go ahead and comment all this. This one-liner code will generate a class-like structure, having name and ID fields, their getter or accessor methods, a constructor, toString, and equals and hash code methods. To show this, open the terminal, and navigate to the location of compiled class file for this record. Decompile this class with Java P. Look, it has methods corresponding to the name and ID fields, a constructor, hash code and equals methods. Note that the accessor methods are generated with the names of the fields, and not with get. Also, the record contains only getter or accessor methods, and no setter or mutator methods. This is because a record is designed to be immutable, that is, you cannot change its state after creation. One more point. All records extend java.lang.record class. This is analogous to Java classes, which extend java.lang.object. Back to the main method. Objects of a record are created in the same way as of a class. So, this syntax creates an object of a record. Change these getter methods with the names of fields, as we saw in the decompiled record. That's it. We are done. Run the program. It works as before. The fields which you want to add to a record should be provided in its declaration. You cannot add new fields to a record inside its body. Look, here is the error. The new fields that need to be added should be static. You can add a constructor to a record, besides the one that is auto-generated. Let's say, while creating object, we want to check name and ID to be not null. We can add a constructor for this, as shown. You can also add new methods to a record. Let's decompile the record once again. It shows the new method and field that we added. To use records, you need to use Java 16. So, Java 16 must be added to the build path, and the compiler version should also be set to 16, since records are added in Java 16. So, records can be used in place of Java Bean classes that are only used to store data in a much cleaner and concise manner.